What is going on, you lot? Middi here. There's been a huge change with the perks right now, which we've not seen for quite some time now. They've done stuff like changing E.O.D, Scavenger, Ghost, and Restocked. So the very first perk that has actually been changed is Scavenger. Now it says that the pouch is going to have a cyan outline with those with Scavenger equipped. So when you kill someone, they're going to drop the little pouch. It's been like this with every COD game, but now it's a little bit easier to actually see this. The pouch always gives you ammunition that's going to resupply off of dead players, but now the pouch actually gives you one armor plate on top of the previous items. Especially within the new map coming along and Caldera, I know that a lot of people stopped using E.O.D and then started using other things. I mean, at one point everyone was using kill chain because that was the only way to find UAVs at one point. But that is going to lead me to E.O.D. So now it says you're going to take 45% reduced damage from non-kill streak explosives and fire, and it says that it's raised the cap on explosive damage from 80 to 200, meaning stuff like frag grenades where they actually buffed these up and they were a lot more lethal, and now just increasing that damage cap where it's not going to be able to do a lot of damage. I mean, I thought E.O.D was effective anyway, but now the E.O.D is even more protective against explosives. Speaking about like the noob tubes and the C4s, this actually was a secret nerf. You're going to see from the footage right here of me throwing down C4, detonating it on top of a quad bike. Didn't do anything. Same thing with my trusted noob tube. You guys know I love that as my secondary. The light armored vehicles like the Jeeps and stuff like that, you could just blow them up with one noob tube, but now it actually takes a couple. So they've definitely decreased the damage in general with just explosives. It raises damage reduction from 35% to 45%. Quickfix has also received a buff where as soon as you start putting on an armor plate, your health is going to start regenerating from that point on. Normally when you take a bit of damage and you go past your armor plates, you're going to go onto your actual base health, and there is a regeneration delay on that. There are bullet types you can actually put on Vanguard weapons, which is going to delay the healing. Whether this is going to counter the effect, I'm pretty sure it would, making Quickfix a lot more viable when you're fighting multiple people. You end up killing one guy, you need to play up, your health is probably at the bottom, and you really need an edge in another fight, and you've only got a few seconds to maybe get one or two armor plates in. It's going to regenerate your health a lot quicker, meaning you're going to have more base health along with the plates as well. So definitely a nice little change to Quickfix. We're going to be discussing perk 2 now, so the very first one is going to be Restocked. Kind of a really big change. I know that a lot of you are probably going to start using Restock now after this. The restock time was originally 50 seconds, but it's now been reduced to 25 seconds. That's a pretty huge reduction, although stims have been kept at 50 seconds still. If it was any lower than that, people would just be sitting in a gas stimming the entire game. Having your lethals and your tacticals restocking every 25 seconds is a pretty big change. That's a constant tactical nade like a stun or a flash every single fight that you get in. Especially if you're playing stuff like trios and quads where there's going to be multiple fights going on, every second is going to count. And now I feel like every single person that's using a shield is going to be having an absolute field day with this. Having your stun grenades just come back. Oh, just expect them people with shields because they're coming back. Ghost has also been changed as well. It says that the Ghost stealth effect, where you can't be seen by UAVs, will now only apply if the player is moving. Kind of like Cold War and other previous COD games where this is how Ghost originally works. It's going to stop a lot of people camping in buildings and stuff like that. They've constantly got to be moving. You can observe this by looking at your arrow in the top left corner of the map. As you can see, your arrow is lit up here. If you're crouching and moving around the map, you're not going to be hidden from UAVs. As soon as you start sprinting, your arrow is going to fade out like this and you are completely invisible. When I used to play stuff like Vanguard, where this ghost effect was actually in play, what I would do, you could just sprint forward, fade yourself out, and then I used to rotate on the spot, and that would just keep you hidden. It's only until you stay completely still like this, and then you get shown up on the map. So I feel like either you've got to be sniping or you've got to be camping pretty hard to get highlighted on the map. But if you're constantly moving, slipping and sliding, you're going to be faded out of that map and no one's going to see you. You can play a bit campy with it, and then as soon as you hear that UAV's been called in, just start moving or stay in a spot and rotate. More or less, that is every perk change in the game right now. I want you guys to leave a comment on what you actually think about this. Is this going to change any of your loadouts? Are you still going to be using Ghost? Are you maybe going to use E.O.D instead now with a cap? Or definitely, I feel like a few of you are probably going to start using Restock. As always, make sure you guys like the video if it's helpful. Make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you can see all the new Call of Duty stuff when it gets updated in the game. And as always, I'll see you a lot later.